Hi everyone, Julie here. So I'm super excited to be doing this video today. I am reviewing the app Speakly. So I had never heard of it until recently. I can't even remember actually where I heard about it. Can't remember. Anyways, it's not a very famous one, but this is so unfair. It's so underrated, honestly, because it's the best app I've ever tried. And I've tried a ton. And I feel like there's always something missing from the apps. And in this one, I haven't found what's missing so far. Like it's really, really full of different exercises and different kind of stimulations for your brain with the language. So let me show you a little bit what it looks like. Okay, so right. So this is what the app looks like when you open it. You have so your daily goals with exercises to discover new words and new sentences and stuff like that. You have review recent words. So this is an equivalent of Quizlet or Anki flashcards or memorize. So this is like flashcards basically. So you see like das ist sehr interessant.
Das ist sehr interessant.
If you actually speak German, leave this video right now because your ears are going to bleed from hearing me. I'm sorry. Um, so, das ist nicht interessant.
Das ist nicht interessant.
Okay, I'm not going to make you go through my whole lesson of the day. Actually, this wasn't the lesson. This was just a review of recent words, which I like to start my daily practice with. So that's perfect. And then for the exercises, I think they're really good because they have some questions like this, where you have to pick one answer. And I like it because they have, little tips on tips. They usually show you the negation and the question form of the same sentence, which I find so freaking useful, especially for languages like German, where there are different kinds of negation. And yeah, so I think this is really good. The audio is good. I think the voice is quite, nice. So this is a new phrase, for example, das ist nicht mein Auto.
Das ist nicht mein Auto.
Auto. Okay, cool. And if you don't know, for example, if you don't remember what the beginning of the sentence is, because here they're clearly showing you one piece of vocabulary, like well, mein Auto. You can also translate the whole sentence if you have a problem with other words from the sentence. So yeah, and as you can see, this is what I love the most about this app. They are not teaching you useless shit. Sorry. All nouns are capitalized. The opposite of the dog is the cat. Okay, fair enough. And you have some tables of grammar, which I live for. So this is amazing. I love it.
Der Hund ist sehr groß.
Der Hund ist sehr groß. Man, I sound horrible. I'm sorry, German speakers. Okay, anyways, I'm not gonna make you go through the whole lesson. But then as you can see, there's also some grammar explanations. So I think this is great because sometimes what's missing from Duolingo, for example, I always talk about Duolingo because this is the app that everyone knows. It's these grammar explanations. I know they have some grammar explanations, but I feel they're not good enough. And I've seen this in other apps like Lingo Deer, for example, has that as well. And I think it's great because once you practice, it's good. Once you have the kind of automatic instinct to know which one it is, it's still good to have a more abstract explanation of stuff. So I think this is amazing. And then if you go back to, sorry, is it here? My classroom, you also have some listening exercises where you'll hear either a conversation or a whole text and you have to answer questions or fill the blanks in like the transcription. You also have what they call live situations with conversations, so you have to answer like the whole conversation is written and you're kind of doing like on TikTok, you're like duetting the app. So I think this is really good. They have some music recommendations, which I haven't really looked at because I don't want to use music yet. And then So the good thing I also like about this app is the honesty of the app. Like they ask you at the beginning when you start learning, they ask you, you know, how many minutes you want to spend per day, what's your goal with the language, yada yada yada, and they give you an estimation of how much time you're going to spend learning the language with the app, which I think is very honest. You know, they're not trying to rip you off, and they're not trying to get you to buy a whole year of premium subscription. So it is a subscription based app, but I think the price is really fair. And because they're being honest about it, like they're not trying to sell you a whole, I love that. I just thought it was so honest. So yeah, I think this is a really, really good way to approach learners, more honest. And also they don't ask you for your credit card details when you try the 7 day of like premium something, which I also thought was good, because sometimes, you know, you install an app, you're like, yeah, okay, take my credit card details, I'll cancel before the end of the week or before the end of the month, and you forget, and then you get charged like $20 or something, and then you're like so at least with this app this doesn't happen, and I thought that was very honest. Now my only issue with this app is the amount of languages available. So they do have some trendy languages like Spanish, French, Italian, what else? Russian, and then they have some lesser learned languages like Finnish, Estonian. I'm not sure. I'm going to put a screenshot of the languages available. Okay, so they have that, and I think it's cool. Like what I think from this app is if you're learning any of these languages, definitely use Speakly. It is a great app to get started. And I think with this, there is enough content and exercises on this app that teaches you the actual useful and relevant words that you can get to a conversational level only thanks to the app. And once you're there, even if it's kind of still broken, slow conversation, you can move on to maybe having a language partner or a tutor or something a bit more conversation based. But I would recommend using this app if you're studying any of these languages. But I do find that, for example, with apps like Duolingo, even though we can say many negative things about it, at least you can still kind of explore new languages, and you can kind of dabble a little bit in different languages because there's so many of them, which I like. And I found that was maybe one thing missing here, like just more languages available. Now, you know, you can't have everything. You can't have 90 languages on an app and the content be absolutely amazing and so curated and so good and relevant. It just won't happen. So I think it's kind of good that they maybe did less languages, which I find annoying, but overall I think it's better to do less but do them really, really well. So yeah, I'm really excited to keep using this app. I'm actually kind of wondering how I'm going to review other apps now, because this one just knocked it out of the park. So yeah, I think this is a great language app as a learner and as a teacher, because I always think that apps like Drops or Duolingo, you know, they look good, but they don't actually teach you anything relevant the very first days, and you need to be learning useful stuff at the beginning, you know. This one does, it really, really does. So as a teacher and as a language learner, I 1000% recommend this app. So yeah, Speakly, amazing, 10 out of 10. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it, if you want to try it, or if you have other apps you'd like me to review and give you my opinion on. And I'll see you next Sunday for another language app review. Bye, everyone.